Hi and welcome. Today I thought we could flip through one of our seed catalogs. I've got one here from Johnny's Selected Seeds. And then I've got Burpee's catalog as well. Okay, well, let's start with Burpee. So it looks like their new Vivacious hybrid is what they're promoting this year. These are new for 2023. The creme brulee sunflower. And echinacea. Our bees really like echinacea. And a new basil variety. And a phenomenal fig. That's funny. I circled that one. I would love to plant a fig and have fig preserves. My husband loves fig preserves. They're so delicious. Oh, look at that. Those petunias. I like that peachy color. They're annuals in our area. We're in 7B. And lavender. Jill said she's going to plant lavender this year. Oh, and these straw flowers. My grandmother used to use straw flowers in her arrangements, in her dried arrangements that she made for the church every year. And coleus, look at that color in that coleus. Electric lime. Some onions, squash, tomatoes. My kids love tomatoes. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Is that a begonia? Viking XL Red on Chocolate. Chocolate brown foliage, bushy compact plants are easy to please, thriving in sun and shade. Look at these delphiniums. I've never grown delphiniums before, but they are beautiful. My son loves these cucumbers. I think maybe we'll get some of these this year. He likes to just eat them like a pickle, but I don't pickle them. Just dip them in ranch. And those petunias with spotted, that's really pretty variegation. And some asparagus. Now we're in the vegetable section. I planted, when we moved into our house 2 years ago, there were a few asparagus plants. And they're ready to eat, but last year I planted Mary Washington and another variety, which I'll have to, I don't remember which one it was, but I planted 11 of them. I think I'm gonna do beans this year. I get a lot of beans. I was thinking a pole bean instead of a bush bean. These are all bush beans. These are pole beans. There's a Kentucky Snap heirloom. "65 Days. And that's the Kentucky Blue. Or there's the Kentucky Wonder heirloom. I like an heirloom. I think with heirlooms, they're just, you know that they've been successful for many, many years. Oh, my husband loves beets. I've never grown one before. So here's a netting that they use. In our vegetable garden, we put up just some like wire fencing, and I haven't grown beans on it, but I did grow cucumbers. Sorry if you can hear the sirens, I live in the city. I did grow cucumbers last year, and when they got high, I would just kind of flip them over the fence. It worked really well, and it was super easy, and I didn't have to go out there and keep attaching them to anything. Oh, Brussels sprouts. I'll put my marker away so I don't accidentally draw on something. Oh, and broccoli. My son loves broccoli. Your Sun King. It's a little late for broccoli for us. And 7B. So winter. Oh, carrots. I love growing carrots. I have these planted already in the garden. They're starting to pop up. And I thought these would be fun. Kaleidoscope blend. I don't know if the kids will eat them or not. You know, sometimes they're funny about colors. And celery. There's celery. And collards. Here's a funny story about collards. Before my husband, I was dating a man, and he asked if I would make his grandmother's collards. And so I called her up and I asked her for the recipe, and she said, just wash them real good and throw them in the pot. And that's exactly what I did. And if you've made collards before, you know that there's a step or two that we had missed. But he ate them all, which I was very impressed by because they were the most disgusting things. And corn. I've never grown corn. With eye-catching purple and red hues. That's so fun. Corn is difficult to pollinate, so I've never grown it before successfully. I guess I've tried, but it's been years. Cucumbers. Oh, look, kids love these cute keeks. Yes, they do. I can attest to that. Oh, look, they're growing this one in a pot. I've never grown a cucumber in a pot before, but I guess you sure could do. Slicing, pickling. Yes, pick a bushel hybrid. That's what I grew last year, and they were delicious. I made so many cucumbers. I made dill, and I made bread and butter, and everybody loved them. Even still, it is now March. They still come over, my siblings come over and ask for pickles. Look at this one. That one's so much fun. It's like a lemon, but it's a cucumber. Look at that. Mexican sour gherkins. I bet that would be interesting pickled. Oh, and pickle bush. Maybe that's what I grew last year, was pickle bush instead of pick a bushel. You can see why I got them confused. Pickle bush. I bet that's what I did. Look at these. They're so long and skinny. These are fun too, they curl at the ends. Eggplant. You know, I'm not a big eggplant fan. I know a lot of people are. I've just never, it's never been for me. And garlic, I want to do garlic. I think garlic is just so easy for us to find in the grocery store, and it's not very expensive in our area. So I think when we expand, maybe I'll do garlic. But right now, all of my space is used up for other things. What is that, kohlrabi? I've never seen that before. Delicious raw or cooked. Eat the bulb. Plants produce season-long harvest of tasty, nutrient-rich leaves. Oh, and the leaves, it looks like. Toothsome crunch. Refreshing turnipy flavor. Huh. I've never had kohlrabi. That would be interesting to try. And leeks. I love leeks. Look how big those are. Oh my gosh. Lancelot. And lettuce. We did a lot of lettuce last year. None of these. I did, what did I do? I'm sure we'll come across that. I did the salad mixes last year. Those were fun. When you want salad, you just take your snips out to the garden. Make sure you wash them really well. Protect against frost and pests. I need to do a video about what happened this year. We had some major frost like last week. That's wild. Look at those melons. Oh, that's so beautiful. Sugar cube. I want to do melons this year. I love cantaloupe. And like you get little saucers to put them in so that they don't sit on the ground. That's fun. And I did okra last year. I have a picture of the bloom. It almost looks like, what does that bloom look like? If you were to cross like a, oh, I don't know. Almost like a hellebore with something else, but they're beautiful blooms. But our okra went wild. We're gonna do that again this year. I've still got some seeds from last year. I just direct sowed it into the ground. All these onions. We had a lot of green onions, actually. I like this with the Burpee because it tells you, like, you know, it gives you some hints. So, like, I would never know. I'm just learning. But I would never know that I needed a short day onion because I live over here in North Carolina. I guess I could do an intermediate day onion as well. But it looks like the long day onion chops off at Virginia. And just Northern Virginia too, it looks like. Southern Virginia can't do a long day onion. Just doesn't get cold enough. Look at all these peas. Look at all these peas. We like to put snow peas, sugar peas. I don't remember, but we like to put them in with some bell pepper and rice and chicken, and put that Thai sweet and sour sauce. Oh, it's so good. My husband put sriracha on his. So good, so good. Look at these peppers. My peppers last year, I don't know, they were getting eaten. Something was happening with them. They did not do well. I'm gonna try peppers again this year and I'll show you guys. Maybe we can figure out what's going on with them together if it happens again. Or maybe I'll get beautiful peppers. I got some jalapenos last year. I had enough to make one batch of cowboy candy. But that was about it. It's a bummer. Just had a pepper bummer last year. So peppers over here, I believe that they're difficult to grow to direct sow. And I do not have a setup where I can grow them myself. So what I did last year is I bought, Burpee has a mix and match. This is find this symbol for pepper plants available in our mix and match offer. And then you can mix and match your peppers, and they do it with tomatoes as well. And I'll probably do that again. That's what I did last year. It is not time to plant peppers yet. It is still too cold. I think these jalapenos, big guy, I think they're so pretty. Look how pretty they are. Potatoes. We grew potatoes when we lived in Greenville, North Carolina. I just grew them in bags. I didn't even use potato starts. I used just some potatoes that we bought at the grocery store that had their little eyes had started to bud because we didn't use them in time. But it worked. I don't know if it was, I didn't do it again. It felt kind of like a lot of work for some potatoes, but you know, when you've got 3 kids, you're gardening for fun. When you can just get it at the grocery store, you have to make some decisions. I want to make these, grow these. I want to grow them. I wanted to grow them so bad for so long. They were sold out last year. We are going to try and expand the garden this year. And I really, really hope to get them in. They take 100 to 110 days. You have to count back from when you want to start using them. And 7B. Oh, my voice is getting gravelly. But I just think they're so pretty. And I think they'd be so pretty. I want to display them on the front porch. Because I think they'd be so pretty. And then look at these jack-o'-lanterns. Look at his little tooth. It's so cute. Oh, he's so fun. So fun. And radishes. Now, I enjoy radishes in a salad. I love how crunchy they are. And rhubarb. I love a strawberry rhubarb pie. Shallots. I love shallots. They're so delicious. And spinach. We grew spinach last year. I'll have to put up some pictures. Maybe I'll have done that already. I have another video that I'm going to show you guys. It's just a garden tour. Maybe I'll put videos from last year in there as well. I get squash bugs. Is that what they're called? The ones that eat the stem. And they got my zucchini last year. They did not get my cucumbers because I know they can transfer over, or at least I read that somewhere. But I don't like to use pesticides. I don't like to spray my vegetables because sometimes the kids just go out there and eat them off the plant. And I don't want them to get sick. So I don't want to use any of that stuff. But I read somewhere you can wrap them in tinfoil, but you know, I just didn't do it last year. And I think we got maybe 4 zucchini and that was it. Also, you gotta go get the zucchini when it's as big as it's supposed to be because they will just continue to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Look at these. I kind of feel bad just growing pumpkins to put on my front porch, but I bet there's a farm somewhere I could take them for the pigs or something. I'll need to look into that. I don't want them to just rot on my front porch, and because we won't eat them. We're not big winter squash eaters. Well, except butternut squash. You see, I circled that one already. We will eat some butternut squash. My husband has a lovely recipe for stuffed like sausage, and it's like a, almost like a stuffing, like a Thanksgiving stuffing, but it's sausage and it's a little spicy for acorn squash, and he does not like squash. And so he makes it without the squash bowl. It's funny. Look, you can make your own loofah. That'd be fun. Swiss chard, that's so pretty. It's so pretty. Tomatillo. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. And tomatoes. Look, I love a slice of tomato on a burger, or if you take them and slice them in half, and then put them sliced side up, and you drizzle them with olive oil and some Italian seasonings and maybe some Parmesan or mozzarella, and put them in under the broiler for a little bit, just until it gets tomatoes just a little soft. Oh, it's so delicious, so delicious. We grew so many tomatoes last year. I gave a lot to my mom, and she cooks them down into spaghetti sauce and freezes it. And then my son loves the little cherry tomatoes, and he'll just eat those off the vine. Here, we had so many last year. It was so much fun. And I did, see, look, with the M, I did that. That's what I'm gonna do again this year. This year I'm gonna try the Baby Boomer Hybrid and the Cherry Baby Hybrid. This one, it says cascading jewel-like clusters of up to 350 delicate ruby red cherries, bursting with sweetness, and a tingly, tangy pop. I love whoever writes these. They're so fun. So fun, so fun. And a piccolo hybrid. I grew some sweet babies, bush sugar babies last year, and we only had a couple. I just direct sowed them into the bed as like an afterthought almost, and we did grow a few. They grew under the tomatoes, which I was surprised with, and my son ate them and he loved them so much. So yeah, and here's those mix and match plants, and then it explains how they're shipped, and they're really packaged very well. Burpee does a really good job of that. I don't know if it's the best bundle or the best price for the bundle. You could do better at a local garden center, but we don't really have our garden centers are like Lowe's and Home Depot, so we try and, but if I'm gonna shop there, I might as well shop at Burpee. So, and here's some more mix and match with the peppers, and you can do herbs. Look, there's patchouli. I love the way patchouli smells. Lavender and lemon balm and basil. We need to grow basil this year. My husband loves when he can go out and get basil right off the plant. There's stevia. Something came out about one of the artificial sweeteners recently. I don't remember what it said, but I remember it wasn't good. And mint, be careful of the mint. I have mint in I didn't plant it. I have mint in my asparagus bed that I'm just fighting. Mint and clover in the asparagus bed. Luckily, the asparagus doesn't seem to mind, but I have to get out there and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull. Look at all these herbs. I've grown basil before, and we have a lavender plant outside. It's not doing well. It's been out there forever. But like I've never grown my own dill. That would be something I could do. Maybe we could do dill. What do you think, like mammoth dill? Well, this one says for pickling. And that one says omelet. So let's do pickling, because that's what I use it for, to pickle. Dill and grape leaves. Keeps them crunchy. Look at all these. What's that? Sesame seed. Oh, fun. You grow your own sesame seed. All right, well, we got through more than half the catalog, it looks like. There's still fruits and garden ready plants and annuals and perennials to do. So I think I'm gonna stop here. So I think I'm gonna stop here for now. And if you guys like it, maybe we'll do another video. Thank you so much. And let what you do today be enough.